Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2023 IFBB Pro League Body B1 Classic Pro Fitness, Pro Masters Bikini, Masters Wellness, and Masters Fitness results. It was a big show, a lot of gorgeous competitors, and this top 5 right here gave us a new Olympia qualified athlete. So exciting. And I've got a few more recaps still to come. This weekend, we've got the Shiru Classic Italy, and then next weekend, the Taiwan Pro. So a few more international shows. I'll be back with those recaps right away. Make sure you subscribe. All right, so in terms of Olympia, the top 3 from last year's fitness division automatically qualify, and then the winner of the open division contests also qualify. So not the Masters shows, just the Open. And we are about halfway through the qualification period. So we're starting to see a few more girls make their way onto the list. So here is the top 5. In first place, Tiffany. Second, Amber. Third, Savannah. Fourth, Michelle, and fifth, Renee. And if you take a closer look at the scores, you'll see it was actually Amber who placed first in the physique round, but it was Tiffany who placed first in the routine. And the routine is worth more. So even though Renee came in second for physique and Amber came in second for the routine, at the end of the day, it was still Tiffany who came in first place. Now look at how close it was. Tiffany with 15, Amber with 16. So very close between the two of them, but she did it. Tiffany pulled it off in the end. Very, very exciting. So let's take a look. So here's Renee in 5th place. She looks so beautiful. This suit is amazing. What gorgeous colors, super bright. It looks great with her tan. I wish that she would put her hair to the back in this photo just so that we could see the delt a little bit better. But you can see this delt has a beautiful shape, nice fullness in the top. She's got a good V-taper, extremely small waist with great detail in her abs. Her hand is a little bit obstructing the glute, so I would definitely adjust that just a little bit, although it could be slightly different from the judges' table. I think this pose does a nice job of showing off her hamstring, but I do think she could have a little bit more lines and details coming through in her legs. And when I see her in the front pose, definitely she could have even more lat to make the V-taper even more extreme. Otherwise, I think she looks absolutely gorgeous. She's so beautiful. And here's a look at her routine. Very strong. All right, so next in 4th place was Michelle. She looks so muscular. Big legs, big quads, beautiful quad sweep on this back leg here. Gorgeous delts. Oh man, she looks fabulous. Great lats, really nice size. I think she could have definitely more definition to show off the detail, just a little bit more of the lines in the quads. She could have a bit more lines coming through in the back leg, a bit more of a 6-pack, but I think you see a nice line in her oblique. She's got some good curves in her arms. She's got great size. Just a little bit more of that detail to show off the muscles, I think would be fabulous. She's got good balance. Her posing looks nice. I think she looks really good. And here's a look at her routine. That was the only picture I could find. It's actually from Tiffany's page, but I just threw in Michelle's Instagram in case you were curious and wanted to go check her out. All right, next in 3rd place, Savannah. Gorgeous. We just saw her at the Adela in 4th place, so she is doing fabulous, and she has an amazing shape, an extremely small waist and really wide up top. You definitely notice that V shape with the width of her collarbone, the very wide delts coming deep into the lats and a tiny waist, and then back into her glute. Now again, the hand is obstructing the glute in this particular photo, but it could just be the angle that we're at. I thought at the Adela show we had a really good view of her hamstring, but here I'm seeing a little bit more of that line coming through. So Potentially, the conditioning is just a tiny bit better, a little bit more chiseled out of the oblique. You can kind of see a bit of the ab definition coming through. So I think she's looking really fabulous. Beautiful round shape to the delts, though I do wish I could see a little bit more of the outline, that kind of triangular peak that you get where the delt comes into the bicep and the tricep. So just to keep tightening up the conditioning, a few more lines in the legs, a bit more detail down by the kneecap. She's got an amazing shape, just to really dial it in a little bit more. But it was a fabulous third place. And there's a look at her routine with her mom, which I thought was so sweet. All right, next in second place was Amber. And don't forget, Amber came in first place for the physique round. And you can see why. Her conditioning is stellar. The lines in her legs is incredible. Arguably even more conditioned than she was at the Adela show. And I thought she looked fabulous there. You see so much detail in her quads, in the supporting leg, in the back leg, right up into the thigh. Her abs look so flat. Her arms look amazing too. You've got really nice curves in the delts, good definition, a little bit of that line, that triangle shape that I was mentioning before, where it comes together with the bicep and the tricep. She looks ripped. She looks hard. She looks firm. She looks cut. She's got all the lines I want to see. And you don't notice it quite so much in this particular pose, but in the lineup, when she's in the front pose, she really does have a great X frame, a fabulous V taper, really good lats, and a good balance between top to bottom. So she did a great job with the physique, and she should be very proud. And there's a look at her routine. Amazing. All right, and now in first place is Tiffany. She looks awesome as well. Lots of size, great delts, great size in her quads, and good definition outlining the quads. Now, she doesn't have as much detail as we saw from our second place winner, but you do have a nice outline. You've got some nice shape into the obliques, good detail coming through in the abs. Two things that I thought. Number one, again, the hand is a little bit obstructing the glute, but even so, I can still kind of see the shape of the glute, and I think she could twist her body a little bit more sideways so that we get a bit more of a profile. Right now, I'm losing some of that curve in the lower body, and I'm seeing more of a straightness. So I would definitely be more sideways just so that we can see the side of the glute more. But I think she's doing a great job of showing how small her waist looks and showing off the V taper of her lats. The other thing I thought would be great, I'm being very nitpicky here, is if we could have a little bit more curve where the delt and the bicep and triceps come together. Like I'm seeing, again, a little bit more of a straightness in this front arm, where I would like to see like a real prominent dip and then another big dip in the arm muscles. But I think her tan looks great. The suit is very interesting. I like all those little white lines, and she's gorgeous, and it was a really good win for her. And there's a look at her first place winning routine. Such a cool shot. All right, so here's the side by side. You can see how Amber really stands out. She's got a really great V taper. Her lats are amazing, particularly when you compare her to the two girls on either side. She's got good balance between the delts and the lats, and really good proportions between the curves in the upper body and the curves in the lower body. And then, even though she's not the largest, I think Tiffany and Michelle certainly are bigger, they're more muscular. Amber definitely has the most conditioning. You have a crazy amount of detail in her legs and great abs. So she's got the shape, and she's got the detail, and she's got the balance and the proportions. So she really nailed it. It was a great physique round. And from behind, again, I think Amber stands out. The curve and the roundness in her glutes is really easy to see on the sides. You don't quite have that same degree of definition coming through on our third place winner, even on Tiffany. I think Amber really has great lines, really showing off the shape of the back of her legs, the back of her glutes, and then you do notice a lot of detail in her muscles in her back. I think third place, we've got a really good lat spread here in this back post. She's got a nice V taper. And of course, Tiffany and Michelle, a lot of size in theirs upper bodies as well, just not quite as much of that detail coming through. And then Renee, I think she's got a really nice small waist, beautiful proportions, but she could have a little bit more roundness to her shoulders. Fantastic. So in terms of Olympia, Tiffany is qualified. Okay, so let's look at the over 35. In first place was Amanda, and then in over 45, it was Renee. So here's a look at Amanda. I couldn't find a picture of her routine, but this is her physique round. She looks great. Lovely suit. That's a really unique color, unique style. It reminds me of like Great Gatsby. It's very Art Deco, and I love it. It's beautiful. Love her blonde hair. She totally could have gone with a bolder lip, I think, just to really draw your eye to her smile. But she's got a great way of posing to really show off that gorgeous shape. You really notice the curve in her back, the spread of her lats, nice size in her delts. Good detail coming through down by the kneecap in her quads, but I think overall conditioning could have been even more to have more lines coming through everywhere. That the lines surrounding the delt could be sharper, a few more lines coming through in the quads, a bit more of the six pack. So just tightening up everything a little bit more, but overall a great shape. And then Renee in first place for 45 plus. Okay, Pro Bikini over 35. In first place, Gina, second, Belen, third, Angela, and fourth, Carla. So here's Carla in fourth place, stunning. Her waist is so small, but it's also a very long torso. So you really get to see a lot of her beautiful midsection. She's got great obliques. I think her tummy looks even flatter and tinier than it did at the Charlotte Pro. She looks leaner. She looks extremely small, and that hourglass is crazy. She's got great delts. I like how round the delts are. Beautiful curve to the back, though I do notice that even though we have extremely good conditioning and really tight midsection, nice detail in the legs, her glutes don't look quite as round, particularly here in this bottom part as they did at the Charlotte Pro. So whether that's just a fullness issue or if it's just simply the angle, you clearly were at a different angle in this picture than we are in the other one. But that's the only real comment I can make. I think she looks fantastic. Beautiful red lips, red suit, dark, stunning hair. She looks amazing. All right, next in third place is Angela. We always see her in the top 5. She is so amazing. Her waist also looks incredibly small. Really tiny midsection in between this gorgeous amount of muscle in her upper body and a great curve to her glute. Really nice shape and nice size in her legs. She's got a little bit of detail coming through by her kneecaps. The obliques look really fantastic. Nice curve to her delts. Like overall, I think she looks really lovely in her size and her shape. For whatever reason, I'm not crazy about her tan at this show. I think she almost looks like splotchy, if that's the right word. Now, whether it's just the lighting or if she was sweating or if there was like some glitter or something, I'm not sure what's happening. But to me, some of the other girls have a little bit more of a smoothness to their texture. And that's really the only thing that I can comment on. I think in other shows, her skin has looked a little bit more buttery than it does in this show. Is it the lighting? Perhaps. Either way, I still think she looks amazing. She looks gorgeous in red, beautiful posing, and I can't get over how tiny the midsections are on these bikini girls. All right, in second place, Belen. Now, she looks beautiful. Her skin does look perfect. Absolutely flawless, buttery, soft, and smooth. Great tan, great conditioning too. I really like this groove that you see so clearly coming down her leg, outlining the quad. Perfect oblique, nice detail in her abs. Her arms look fantastic. I really like how clearly you can see the delt separated from the muscles in her arms. So nice little bumps and lumps. It's a beautiful suit color. Love the bright, kind of a sea blue. I'd call it turquoise, really. It's gorgeous. I think she looks really beautiful. I like that little bit more volume in her hair as well. It just kind of fills the space between her chin and her delts, right? It just gives you a little bit more, just more pizzazz. It's gorgeous. I do think that she could have a little bit more size in the top part of her glute right up here. And compared to the other girls in the lineup, she could even have a little bit more roundness in the legs. So a little bit more sweep to the quad, a little bit more curve to the hamstring. But I'm loving her proportions. I think she's got a great overall package and she looks really beautiful. Conditioning was fabulous. All right, now in first place is Gina. Absolutely stunning. We saw her at the Titans show. Now she's made it into first place. And what I love in this photo is her hamstrings. Her legs definitely stand out in this lineup. You can't help but notice how much size and curve she has to the back of her leg, but also what a beautiful shape her glute makes where it connects to the hamstring. And then she's got a fabulous sweep to the quad as well. So I think she definitely has some great size, great curves, really good conditioning. You've got all kinds of detail in her midsection, nice flat stomach, beautiful spread to the lats, a good hourglass shape. She should definitely be careful not to let this shoulder drop and to not have the hand pulling down. I definitely want to see the shoulders level and the chest up and the shoulders back. But again, we're at kind of a different angle of the picture. So who knows what exactly it looked like from the judge's point of view. All right, so everybody's side by side, absolutely stunning. But do you see what I mean about Gina and her legs? That hamstring is crazy good. And you really notice the size of her glute and that beautiful overall shape right from her hip down her leg to her knee. Gorgeous. Great conditioning, great curves. She looks fantastic. I don't think anybody quite compares in terms of legs and glute size and shape to Gina. Definitely the other girls have great features as well. Extremely small waists from all of these ladies. Beautiful delts on Angela, on Carla. I think Belen has some fantastic abs, but Gina definitely takes the cake here for me with that lower body. And then from behind, I think Gina does a really great job of showing off the hourglass the best. Her delts really come out very wide and round, and that combined with her small waist and the nice size in her glutes, you really notice the width, the narrow, and then the width again. And I think her conditioning is really good, and she looks amazing. Okay, so now in the over 45, it was essentially the same group of girls, but we have a competitor we haven't seen yet in this video, Christina, in fourth place. So here's Christina. Fabulous conditioning. Look at that vascularity. Her arms look amazing. Great delt detail. Nice detail coming in her legs. I think her abs look fantastic as well. I think she's got some nice curves to the front of her legs, the quads, but she could definitely have more size in the glute. And I think from a posing perspective, she's got to open up the shoulders more and get this shoulder to be more to the back, like to really twist it open so that we see more of the chest, more of the clavicle, and be really twisted towards the front. But I think her hair, that she's got a darker lip, beautifully coordinate with her suit. She looks fantastic. Just a few little tweaks. Okay, so here is the top four side by side. Everybody looks great, of course, but again, you're drawn to Gina because of the size in her legs and that beautiful shape to her glute. I think in this photo, I'm really noticing the shape of Angela's glute as well, but I think Gina just, man, the hamstrings, that detail in her quad, beautiful. Angela, again, has some great size too, but to me, Gina just had the most impressive front pose here and just really good delts from behind. All right, and now again, in the back pose, I think you definitely notice the delts and the hourglass on Gina. I think Carla could have had a little bit of length cut off of the bottom of her hair. Angela, I'm not sure why she has so much strap on her suit here. Definitely could trim that a little bit. I think Christina has some nice definition coming through in the back of her legs, but maybe she could have a little bit more of that line coming to outline the outside part of her tie-ins just a little better. Gina, I think, really did a great job. All right, now in Wellness Masters over 35, there was one competitor. So in first place, Kimberly. And here is Kimberly. She looks beautiful. We last saw her in first place as well at the Charlotte Pro. And I love that she has made her feet a little bit further apart. I think you get a really great view of her hamstring and that sweep of her quad in the back leg. It really widens her lower body, just the stance. And I think that's a perfect look for wellness. She's got great detail coming through, separating the quad and the hamstring. A beautiful curve to the top of her glute, though she could absolutely have more size in the glutes, totally. She's got a great midsection, looks really strong, great core, nice ab definition. I think she should be careful not to allow her chest to come forward. Definitely pull up and open and get that delt a little bit more back, just so we can see the curve, see that hourglassy shape. But overall, she looks awesome. It's a great suit, beautiful colors, and she should be very proud. It's fantastic. Okay, so that is it for this show. We've got a couple more coming up in the next few weeks. So make sure you subscribe, give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm at turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com and of course on Instagram at turquoisetoffee.